Hello, today we'll talk about Oracle database logs and with specific focus on DML logs. So Oracle logs can be DML logs, DDL logs, or internal logs. When a session is performing any type of DML, like insert, update, delete, or merge, so the DML logs is acquired so that the rows that we are updating or modifying, it's not accessed or modified at the same time by other session. So logs are required for consistency and concurrency. And at the same time, DDL logs when any DDL or uh, co- command is running or any table or object structure is changing to make sure that no one else is modifying any data or modifying the structure of that object. So we need to put DDL logs. Internal logs are internal memory, buffer cache logs that Oracle internally uses to make sure that no two sessions are using the buffer at the same time. So DML logs, when you have DML logs, so we'll see two types of logs. One is row logs and table logs. So row logs is in an exclusive mode. It ensures that no one else is updating that row, the specific row that we are trying going to update. It puts an exclusive row log on that. But other session can read that row, other rows in the table. Other session can modify the data in other rows in the table, not that specific row. That specific row is logged for exclusive mode. Oracle also put an the table log called TM logs just to ensure that when we are modifying the data, no one is changing the structure, like no one is dropping a column or adding a column or dropping an index. So those sorts of things. So the table lock is put in mostly in share mode. So others another session can also update another row in the table and put a table lock on the table in a share mode. So multiple session can update different rows in the same table and put a table row lock in exclusive mode and table lock in share mode on that table. So table lock can be of different types depending on different situation like row share locks, row exclusive logs, share logs, share row exclusive SRX logs, exclusive logs. So depending on the situation, like it's a DML or it's a you are modifying a stored procedure, and that stored procedure is referring that table in that instances. In that scenario, there is a specific table lock that is applied. So, but for DMLs, for the discussion to DML locks, the table lock is in shared mode. So other session can also put a table lock on share mode when they're updating some other rows. Now, how will you find it? The the which session having lock on what table? So, um, so there's a table called $lock. So, so if you look at the $lock table column list, so you'll see it has a SID type, what is a DML lock or transaction in queue, DML in queue or user specified. This ID1, ID2 column is first has different values depending on what type of lock is. As you can see, this L mode is has a number. 6 means exclusive, 0 means no locks, and there are other lock like share logs and row share log. Request is also same thing. There's a numbering system, 0 for no locks and 6 is exclusive. The difference is it, request column says what kind of request is what kind of lock, what type of lock is requested, and L mode is what type of locking mode is acquired, or what type of locking mode was granted to that session. So you can request for a row 6 like exclusive lock, but if another session is already have a lock, so your L mode will be 0 because you did not get any lock, you're waiting. So a request is what locks are requested, and L mode is actually what lock you the session got finally. And C time is how long that lock is was the current mode was granted. So let's take a look. This is my database. I'm logged in as sysdba, and let's see. This is my one session. Let me change the SQL prompt to, let's say, session A, and here I'm doing an update. So it's my employees record, update employee ID, set salary equal to 1500, where update employees, set salary equal to 1500, where employee equal to 101. Now I did an update, so one row updated. Now I have not committed this transaction. So there is a log from this session on this specific row, employee ID 101. Let's see what kind of log is this. First, we'll use this query to find out whether there is any lock. There is any lock on the session. Let's see. So I'm saying I'm selecting from reader log where L mode is 6. That means I'm looking for a session who has exclusive mode and type TX row log. Anyone is having any session is having row log exclusive. So there's one SID 13. Request is 0 because it requested 6, it got 6. So now it's not requesting anything. So now request is 0. But before it got the 6, request will be 0. So he requested a lock in exclusive mode and he got it. So now he's not requesting anything, request is 0. We'll see it other session when he's waiting, the request will be 6 and L mode will be 0. We'll see that also. Now, so this session has got a lock TX, and this is ID1 and ID. This is ID2. We'll see what is ID1, ID2. Now let's check what other locks we have for from this session, because as mentioned for DML, you'll have a row lock and a table lock, right? So let's change this filter saying where SID equal to 13. We'll see what other logs we have from this session. So as you can see, there is a TX 6 equal to exclusive mode that we saw it. There's a row exclusive log. There's a TM is table log. Table log we have L mode 3. L mode 3 is row share, row exclusive. So it's like we also need a table lock so that no other session can modify the structure, table structure we're using like DDL. But other session can update other rows. They cannot update the specific row employed equal to 1 because I already have a row log. This A is a database edition. Like every in Oracle database, you can have every object can have a different revision version numbering. You can have same table with a different version, and you can access it separately if you're it's used for the purpose if you're testing something and all. So it's putting a lock on the version also, so no one should update that version. Sorry, yeah, table version. That's it. That's not very important for us right now. So now we have a row exclusive lock, and this ID you see for TM log. This is the object ID because it's saying on this object I have a table log, and on this row I have a row log. So this is like a block ID and which data file and which block it has put a log. So those kind of detail. This is object ID. If you put at the object information, Yeah, so let's run this. You select from DB objects. We're selecting from DB objects based on object ID. You can say employees table. So as you can saw, as you see, this is the how you can get what lock it is. But there's one more place where you also can find lock, that is in the $V session. The $V session has a. So I'm just selecting, or you can say select SID user name. There's a column called in virtualization row underscore wait underscore obj hash. Just select blocking session from $V session where SID equal to 13. So now you can see it is also showing the same object. It has a row weight on the object number. This is also one way, another way to find out if there is any lock on the object. Now let's open one more session and log into the same HR user and update same row now. Update employees set. This another session is updating the salary to 2000 for employee equal to same employee 101. See, now I hit enter. Now it is stuck. It's not moving forward because it is looking. It is trying to get a lock on that row, but that row is already locked by other user. Now look at the same V dollar lock situation and see how does it look now. If I run my query from V dollar lock where L mode equal to 6 and type equal to TX, so I'm looking for all the session who have a row lock in exclusive mode, then I can see that still there's a 13, right? 13 TX and all. So let me search anyone is having the TX lock, not exclusive mode, only TX lock, row lock. So I can see there are two, 13 and 89. So 13 that we just saw here, request is 0, but it has received a lock of L mode 6, same block, this is same ID1, ID2. But 89 has request 6, it is requesting for a exclusive row lock. But it has not received 0, L mode is 0, it has not received because this row, this session is holding that lock. That's why its request is 6, it has requested. But L mode acquired, L mode received, blocking mode received is 0, it has not received anything. That means waiting. Now there is a this will create a blocking lock. So because this SID 13 is blocking SID 89. Now how to find it out? You can actually use this query. I have a query for this. Maybe I can put it in my blog. You can get it from there. But yeah, this is a query. It's just using V dollar lock and then trying to see where is request and where is L mode. So if I no, see, if you run this query, it is selecting from V dollar lock and there's a decode here. Request equal to, if request is 0, then it is a holder. Otherwise, it is a waiter. As you can see, request is 0. It's a holder because it has received the log. Request is not zero, something else, that means request, that is waiting. So that's logic has been used here. Um, yeah, and then this is how we get session 13 is the holder of the lock, and session 89 is the waiter of the lock. Now there's one way of find out if any session is blocking anything. You can say select SID, the name, blocking session, blocking session from reader session where I just put username because these are all HR. So 89 for 89, 13 is the blocking session. That means 13 is blocking 89. Now no one is blocking 13. So how to release the log? The third session 13 has to do either a rollback or commit. Then the lock will be released. So this is one more way for finding out from read session. And that's the easiest way from read session to find out is there any blocking session. For rack, there is a blocking instance column also to know if this session is from which instance. So let's log release the log. So session A, if I just do, let's look at. I'll put it this way, so it'll be easier. Now, so this is my session A. Let me Let's change tab color. Oh no, it's not a. Yeah. So this is session B is like a hanging. The session A, if I do a rollback, you see the moment I do a rollback here, I see a one row updated. Now if I go back and check my call, select from reader lock, uh, you can see 13 is gone now because 13 has released the lock. So you don't see that record in reader lock. Now 89 who was waiting before, he had request equal to 6 and L mode equal to 0. Now he has got the lock now. So it is request is like 0, now L mode is 6. So in session B, if I roll back this transaction now let's go back and see if I do TX, there is no TX locks because what TX lock we had from this ID that is now rolled back. So there are no locks we can find on read or the lock table. So that's it for today. Thank you. Bye.